Said this too. That time there, God kingdom a go come in like one man where I go one far place. So him call up him servant them and give them all where him own for take care of till him come back. Him give one of them 5 bag of gold. Him give one next one 2 bag. And him give one next one 1 bag of gold. Him give them base pan what them can manage. Then him left go which part him a go. The one we get the 5 bag of gold. Him left go a said time and use that 5 bag there make one next 5 bag of gold. The one where did have 2 bag make 2 more too. But the one where did get the 1 bag of gold, then do a thing down go dig one hole in the ground and hide the master gold in there. Long after that, the master for the servant them come back and come find out what them went do with them gold them. The one where did get the 5 bag come bring 5 more. Hear him no? Sir, you give me 5 bag of gold for take care of. See me make 5 more pan top of it there. Him master say, you do good, me servant. You are one good servant and me can trust you. You take good care of one little sitting, so me a go make you take charge of bigger things. Come nyam food and dance and prance with me. The one where did get the 2 bag of gold them, come to him too. Come say, sir, you did give me 2 bag of gold for take care of. See there, me make 2 more pan top of what you did give me. The master said to him, say, you do good, me servant. You are one good servant and me can trust you. You take good care of one little sitting. So me a go make you take charge of bigger things. Come nyam food and dance and prance with me. Then the servant where did get 1 bag of gold, come say, sir, me know say you are one hard man. You pick where you no plant up and gather where you no scatter no seed. Sake of that me did afraid, so me hide your gold in the ground. See there, you get what for your own. But the master answer back, you workless good for nothing wicked servant you. So you know say me pick where me no plant and gather where me no scatter no seed. So what make your name put me money in the bank? That way there, when me come back, me woulda get more money for me money. You hear me now? Take the gold from him and take it give the one we have 10. Cause the one we have, I go get more. But the one when I have nothing, all we have I go get take away from him. And take that workless servant and dash him out which part it black like a middle night. And there so people are go ball and grind them teeth the way pain and wax them.
Welcome back to Matthew chapter 25. Matthew chapter 25, here at the second part. Jesus here giving a parable about a man went off into a far country, and when he went off into a far country, he gave his servants things that they had to do. Matter of fact, he gave them talents and said, look, I'm going away and I'm going to give you guys this. And he gave one 5 talents, he gave the other one 2 talents, and he gave the last one, he gave 1 talent. And he gave them according to their several abilities. He didn't give them more than they can bear, and the more than that they expect them to accomplish. He expect them, whatever he give them, that they're able and capable of accomplishing it. So he gave them that, and later on he came back. At a certain time he came back and he reckoned with his servants, and he asked and servants came to him, and the servant said, look, you give me 5 talents, and here I am. Here is the 5 talents, the 5 you gave me, and plus I've multiplied it, and I gained 5 more. Excuse me. And he said, well done, good and faithful servant. You have done well. And he said, welcome to the kingdom. And the second one came. When the second one came, he said, look, you gave me 2 talents. And on top of the 2 talents that you gave me, I've multiplied it. Now I have 4 talents. I said, well done, good and faithful servants. You done well. Welcome into the kingdom. And the last one came, and he said, look, here is your 1 talent. You gave me 1 talent, and I'm giving you back your 1 talent. I took it and I hid it in the ground, because I know that you're a hard person. You reap where you don't sow. You gather where you don't scatter, and so on and so on. And you say, you wicked servant. You know all these things. And yet still, you don't even take my talent that I gave you and give it to those who can multiply it. I just at least put it in the bank so I can get some interest off of it. He's telling them to take this wicked servant and throw him out into outer darkness. And take that one talent from him and give it to the one who have 10. Because those who have will have more. And those who don't have, even what they have will be taken away from them. We don't want to get into who these people are, who these servants are. But we want to look at certain things in it. It's not for us, but it applies to us also. The people here are God's servants. And like all of us who are God's children, and He saved us and He brought us out of darkness into His marvelous light, and He ascended an eye and He gave gift unto man, even the rebellious also. He saved even those that we think are not savable. Those that we ourselves would throw out and said they're no good. And He gave gift to every man. That when He come back, He expects something from us. He gave us according to our several abilities. He gave one to do this, one can sing, one can speak, one can do this kind of work, one can do that kind of work, one is skilled in this way, one is skilled in that way, and one can, whatever trade and whatever thing that they can do. He gave everyone, and all the gift that He gave us is to serve Him. Because everything belongs to Him. So you see, we have a lot, 5 people here. The first one recognized, and he know that the earth is the Lord, and the fullness thereof, the world and everything that's in it. Even himself belongs to God. Not just the first, but the second also. The last one didn't really think that much. He said, you know what, I'm the one that worked, and I'm the one that did all this work, and I go out there and labor and struggle, and I did all these things, so why should I take what I labor for and give it away to the Lord? Why should I do that? All this is mine. The other one worked and said, Lord, you don't have to do this. You don't have to really trust me with this thing. You don't have to trust me what you trust me with. You don't have to give me health and strength and cause all my body members to function. This morning I got up, my hands are working, and my feet is I can move, I can walk. I'm not laying down in the bed. I can speak, I can see. And you have been so good to me. You have been so gracious to me. The first two saw that God is a gracious God. The last one didn't think that much of God. He said, I know that you're a hard person. You always reap where you don't sow. It's because you see me working, you see me coming out here in the cold and in the heat and all these things and doing all this hard work and being ridiculed and being persecuted out there. And while I'm out there working for you, why should I work out here and do all these things and you get the benefit out of it? But you see, God didn't give us these gifts because He cannot do all these things Himself. When He give us gifts and give us all these things, He wants us to reap a reward. He give us so that we can get something also. When we come into the kingdom, He can bless us and He can show us off. It's not for His benefit so much, but it's for our benefit, so that we can get something out of it also. So at first glance, it looked like as if that is all about God, and God is selfish, and He just wants us to come and work for Him. But it's not that. God don't need anybody. He said, the cattle up on 1,000 hills are mine. And if I was even hungry, I wouldn't have asked you. And if I need anything, I wouldn't ask you anyway. When He was making and creating the earth, He didn't come and say, you know what, I need man to help me to build it and to lay a foundation over here and to put this over here. He didn't ask anybody for help. He did this all by Himself. Matter of fact, nobody was around when He was doing it. So He didn't need us. And even today, he don't need us. But John saw it in a different way. He said, for God so loved the world. He loved us in so much that he gave his only begotten Son, that whosoever believeth in him should not perish, but that we should have eternal life. The reason why he's doing all these things, and the reason why he gave us all these talents, and the reason why he supply all our needs, is because he loves us. And we can't recognize that. We can't see that God's love is so rich and is so strong, that he loves us in such a way that and so much that he even gave his own Son, his own life, give up his life to save us, that we can have life, that we can live, that we can be in the kingdom with him. He wants us to be in the kingdom, but he don't want to force us into the kingdom. He wants us to come in there of our own free will. He wants us to come in there because we love him. And we love him because he first loved us. And that's the only reason why we can do anything. And the only reason why we are here today is because he loves us. You see, God could have saved us and take us out of the world and take us to where he is. But what kind of reward will we get? When we stand with the blessed, when we stand amongst the angels and the glorified ones, what we going to get out of it? I mean, what we have to show for it? Yes, he saved us and he took us out. But when we did all these things, and we did all these things and we did all these works, not because we have the ability to, we have a desire, but because he gave us a desire in the first place. Not because we have the ability, but he gave us the ability in the first place. But when we did all that we could do, and we stand in his presence, we're going to recognize and we're going to realize that it's all about him. And even though he did it so that we can look good, even though he did it so that we can have something to show, we're going to say, Lord, we're going to cast all our crowns, we're going to cast all that down at his feet and say, Lord, it's all about you. You deserve the glory, and you deserve the praise, and you deserve the honor. Even though I did this work, even though I did all this, you still deserve the honor. And it's all about you, because I see now. I see clearly. Like Paul said, right now we don't understand all these things because we see through a glass darkly. But one day, face to face, we will know, even as we know ourselves. Even as we look in the mirror and we can see ourselves, we can see the pimple, we can see the spots on our face, we can see the stain, we can see the marks on our face. We will see clearly. Right now we don't understand everything because he's not showing to us everything, and we don't need to know everything. Because if we know everything, we'll probably get scared and run back. Just like Jeremiah did. Jeremiah went back and said, I'm not going to do this anymore. I'm not going to work for you anymore. But it said it was like fire shut up in my bones. Just like the 10 virgins or the 5 virgins, when they awoke, one time their lamps was low, and one time the lamps seemed to have gone out. But when they hear the cry, behold, the bridegroom cometh, they kindle the fire, and the fire now becomes hot again. It's like fire shut up in their bones again, and they begin to work. And they begin to get themselves ready to meet the bridegroom. You see, sometimes if we are true children of God, our fire gone down a little bit. But later on, it's going to start to blaze again. When we kindle that fire again, it blazes, and it's going to be like Jeremiah. It's like fire shut up in our bones. We can't help but to do what God tells us to do. We can't help but to work. It's all our desire, and it's all that we want to do. We want to please God. We want to live for him. We want to do what he wants us to do. Where he lead us, we will follow. Where he wants us to go, we will go. What he wants us to do, we will do it. And that's all we felt when we first got saved. Remember when we first got saved, we were on fire for God? Just like Jeremiah again, like fire shut up in our bones. But somehow our fire had gone down, and it gone down. But if he could just come back and rekindle that fire within us again, we will jump up with a new desire and a fresh desire to serve him and to please him. because that's what the children of God desire and their whole heart wants to do, to please God. May God bless you this morning.